Hello everybody, this is Dylan Donegan from Team Lotus Box here to bring you another weekly Magic Online video. Today we're going to be trying out some more Simic UROZA, rather. Change the deck back to Simic. But yeah, we're coming back to some new Modern after the Once Upon a Time ban this week, along with all the other craziness. I hope everybody is staying safe out there with coronavirus and everything. But anyways, yeah, coming back to the Simic UROZA deck I had been trying prior to the ban. Of course, just took a small hit with Once Upon a Time, only really being a 1 or 2 of in the deck. Not too vital or anything. But I did think this was one of the best decks prior to the ban. And, you know, with Amulet getting worse and everything, it does give me higher hopes for this deck, thinking that it might be potentially the best deck. We'll see. Another, you know, kind of hot player right now in Modern is these new snow control decks, whether they be Bant or Abe Corrigan's 4-color one that has been catching some steam too. So, and I think this deck counteracts those decks pretty well in just like the mid-range arms race. But anyways, real quick, going over some specifics. We're up to 22 lands with this build. I don't have any Mox Ambers, something I'm trying out. My buddy Luis Alfonso recommended. He was actually playing some Tormod scripts in the main, but I'm forgoing that. I'm going to give this Noble and an Aether Spellbomb a try. You know, 2 cards I had been playing with, but you know, I definitely like the Spellbomb. The Noble is still up in the air. And then we have one of the Deprive I'm trying out. See how that goes. You know, I've seen a lot of people play it. Most notably, Canister played it, and it seems good. Of course, with Sanctuary, it's pretty disgusting. So, and the deck, you know, could use a bit more 2-mana interaction. It's also a nice cheap counterspell to leave up post Urza. So, and then up to the 3 Engineered Explosives. You know, a concession of not having the Ambers anymore, and also just you know, I think one deck I'm scared of when I am straight Simic is Prowess, because I don't have, you know, something like Fatal Push or Galvanic Blast on my sideboard to you know, take the 1-mana creatures out without paying life. So, you know, Engineered Explosive is important for that. So we'll see. You know, definitely trying some things out with this build, but and then up to 3 Sanctuaries as well, which is something I like. Something that I've wanted to do for a while. But yep, let's get into the action and get started. Alright everybody, we're here for round 1 with Simic UROZA. Won the die roll here. I have a pretty absurd hand, not gonna lie. This is pretty reminiscent of the last format. Sorry about this light here in the back too. I'm trying to make that not too bad on you guys. Sorry if this is a bit of an awkward camera angle, but I figure it's a little better. Anyway, okay, so yep, pretty easy start here. Just gonna cast our 2 zeros and play our Emery. You know, could feel a little sad if, or certainly be sad if you know, they end up just killing it. You know, it turns out to be kind of a more value-centric matchup where we'd want the EE. Something like Jund, but, you know, most cases this is just certainly going to be the play. We even milled an Uro for our troubles, and an Astrolabe, but of course we're just going to probably get this Bobble loop going. Foothills Go, I like to see that. Could be Jund, could be Dredge. We will see. Fatal Push, alright, that looks like Jund to me. Alright, so I'm going to just get the Astrolabe here. We could save, or we could go for a Scry rather, you know, with the Bobble, but I figure I'd rather just get my artifact in play for Urza and Rebuke, and you know, I'll just get the Bobble loop going later. Feeling pretty good though this game, obviously. Probably gonna Rebuke their 2-drop here, and just kind of continue accruing value until I get to play my Urza, and that should be game. Especially with this Spellbomb was a nice draw, to be honest. It's gonna be pretty hard for them to break up my stuff. They're going for a bolt. I honestly want to counter that, but they did just crack a fetch land. I'll let it go. I do this somewhat begrudgingly, but my thinking here is I'm fine just kind of Spellbomb past the turn, next turn, Urza with Rebuke up. You know, I feel pretty good about that spot. I could play this untapped to have the option to both cycle and rebuke. And I think I'm going to. I think it's like just pretty free, and we have the Uro to, you know, to buff our life total. I don't think the life is going to be too relevant here. A Tarmogoyf. It's not too relevant. Honestly, I kind of just don't care. Like, I'm about to get an Uro back with Rebuke up if I want. This is fine. So, I could pop my EE, so I don't have to, you know, fetch to Uro. So this way, yeah. So it's a little weird here, but I'm basically just putting an EE in my graveyard here. And the reason being, I'm just gonna Uro all these cards away, and draw the Cryptic command is the thinking here. Sorry. Although, so this is actually a pretty interesting spot. So, the play I wanted to do was fetch Sanctuary, put the Cryptic on top, and then put the Uro in play using the Astrolabe and drawing the Cryptic command. The problem is we don't have anything up if we do that because of the forest here. So, interesting spot. I think I just Urza. I think I definitely just Urza. And I'm trying to think if I should put the Cryptic on top. It's not really a need right now, since I have all these counter spells. But it is a nice pickup with the... I should do it, yeah. I'm going to do it because I have the Deprive. So like if they were to Fatal Push here in response to my Construct trigger, I would definitely be happy with my decision to just Deprive it and pick up the Sanctuary, I think. Although, I guess I wouldn't pick up the Sanctuary. No, I think I would. This deck is very hard, if you don't know. Even someone like myself who's played it quite a bit, you know, I still has trouble with some of the lines. It's a pretty tricky deck. So, you know, they could bolt our Construct, which is a little annoying here, but honestly, I'm just not even worried. I'm just going to Uro and... you know, it'll just overwhelm the Goyf. John can't really beat an Uro, if I'm being honest. Inquisition. It's fine. We'll just counter the Inquisition. Rather save our Deprive. And then, you know, we'll block the Goyf. Or not the Goyf, block the Bloodbraid rather, take the hit from the Goyf, go to 13, and then play Uro with Deprive, Cryptic up. And that should be game. Sure, buddy. Alright. make sure to be conscious of what you're delving. So, sometimes, of course, you want to be thinking about Emery and Sanctuary when you're doing this. Here, of course, I don't want to. I want to shrink the Goyf. So, my card I'm gonna leave is just the Rebuke here. I don't have an Emery. If I do, I have the Spell Bomb to do anything I'd want with it, turn it into whatever I want, rather. So, okay, so we have Cryptic up, but we also have Deprive up, so I'm just gonna play my Goose here. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry, guys. My apologies on that. Gonna play my Goose here to buff my Construct out of Bolt range. Hold Deprive up. Life is good. Got another Bloodbraid. Don't really care what this hits. Yeah. Pretty good hit. I guess he's gonna kill my Construct and my Goose probably. Just get rid of the cards on the board, or maybe he'll go Construct, make me discard. I don't care either way. Probably countering it regardless. The 4/4 is pretty valuable here. Granted, we have an Uro too, so. Yeah, makes us discard. So we'll tap the food and the Spell Bomb. Deprive this, pick up our land. And obviously, we're just humming along here. Really, like, no concerns at this point. He can double block my Uro, or triple. He's gonna have to triple block it, but that's fine. We could even really get aggressive. Just tap his. Goodness gracious. Sorry about that, Jeremy. My bad. Anyway, so we could get really aggressive here. Tap his team with the Cryptic command. Put the Cryptic on top. Attack with everything. Then we still have Cryptic up. He has 9 points on the backswing. We're gonna go up to 18 with the Uro swing. So that's not really a concern. I honestly like that line. I feel like I just want to get the game over with. So yeah, we're going to go for tap their team, draw a card, put the Cryptic back on top. I guess we don't really need to get into this UROZA. I guess it makes the Construct lethal next turn, though. I like it. Yeah. I'm not really concerned about my life total here. Yeah, and we got a good session. Anyway, my apologies for that. We're playing against Jund. Definitely going to want these Veils and Trackers. And probably going to want these Dismembers too. They're going to have Oofs. And, just good for killing 2 drops and nonsense like that. Probably going to board out this Noble. Just, don't need a flux of mana creatures or an influx of mana creatures. And it dies to Red Insects is the thought process there. From there, probably can trim on an Emery or 2. Just because they're going to die a lot. And then Rebukes from there, I think, are the cards to go. They are important for fueling Uro. So, actually, you know what? We'll cut a Deprive, leave 1 extra Emery in here. Could bring in the Aether Gust. Seems fine, but not amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. I'd be more inclined to keep it on the play if I thought my Veil was gonna to hit a discard spell, but the fact that it gets tagged by one is definitely pretty bad. So I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna put the Sanctuary back in my deck. But good hand here. Bunch of green creatures. Accrue value. Pretty good. Getting position. I assume one of our hitters is getting taken. Probably Tracker. Took the Goose. Wow. Surprised to see that. Alright, just going to play our tap land. Mountain. Ren. Yep. Guess that makes sense for why they didn't really care about the Quaddle. And Ren is certainly pretty good here. Alright, I know they don't know about the island, but I'm just going to play it for tracker purposes and Mystic Sanctuary. So, obviously a Liliana here would be a disaster. You know, probably game ending. I think so, honestly. I don't think we'd be able to come back from that. We'll see. Looks like they have it. Thoughtseize. Okay, that's good. I'm not going to flash my Quaddle. You know, they're just going to be able to kill it with their end. I'd rather be able to get the other point of loyalty, because I don't assume they're taking it. I assume they're taking my tracker. Alright. Flies back to Mire. Play the Cage. Alright. Cage is annoying-ish. For sure. Still just get a card off my aura though, so it's not too bad. Push it. Wow, that's a waste of a push with the Renetics in play. Interesting. Alright, Cage looking a little better now for sure, drawing a second arrow. But, you know, not the end of the world. Just need to find an UROZA. Happy to have my basic forest in the deck here. You know, it's marginal, of course. Another breeding pool wouldn't be in the world by any means, but it's nice to just get a basic there. Alright. Annoying, not the end of the world. Again, we're really just on UROZA or Bust here. Or EE would be a great draw. Oh, Cryptic? Cryptic plays. Cryptic plays. So, kind of wishing I got a Sanctuary instead of this Forest. But honestly not, because I'm going to be bouncing anyway, so it's not really too relevant. Ooh. That's annoying. But no choice really but to counter and bounce. I guess we could bounce draw. Bounce draw is better rather. Because you'd rather get the card in our hand. Yep, that's unfortunate for sure. Force the action on us. Not an ideal situation. Takes the arrow. It's fine. Yeah, it's just a card. Makes sense. Sanctuary. Okay, that gets back Cryptic. That plays. So, honestly, now our plan is just going to be to end a turn, bounce the Cage probably, and get the Uro back. Get a card. Can't kill it with the Ren and 6. Alright, passing again. Maybe we just have to go for bounce the Ren. Just give us that turn of reprieve. Because if he has a removal spell for the Uro, it's so devastating. Interesting spot. We could also like just chill another turn and then let him do the song and dance again. Bounce it end of turn. Because there's going to be a point where the Ren fetch land, I mean, like I think it's off already. Like the Mire that he's been using. He's only got one more land in the deck, it looks like, if that. You know, he might have a second Blood Crypt, but otherwise he's out of fetchables, so it's not really doing anything anymore. This is maybe crazy, but I'm going to just untap and draw here. The thinking here, you know, is that, like, you know, he can only fetch so many more times, right? Like, so now he found his Foothill, so he gets his Forest, but I think that's probably his last fetchable. He might have another Blood Crypt. He might have 2 Forests. We'll see. But now we're going to bounce the Ren. You know, basically taking another turn off this ultimate clock, because he's going to go to the ultimate now, and then we're going to bounce it. And he's going to have to replay it, rather than it, you know, him replaying it this turn and it plussing. Okay. Astrolabe. Really looking for like an EE. Cryptic would be good, obviously. Emery's not so hot. I will use it to kind of scry here. Aether Spellbomb. Not really the draw we're looking for. Now the Cage is officially doing work. And we milled the unfortunate. Hopefully this is a Cryptic command. Alright, yeah, kind of counts. So at least now we have something to hit the Ren. So he does have to kill the Emery. So that he's not, you know, we're not just a parody. Spellbomb. Pretty annoying. For sure. Glad we have these trackers in our deck. This guy clearly has quite a bit of graveyard hate. Alright, and he does kill the Emery. Honestly, I think that was actually a minor thing, but foolish decision for him to kill it with the Spellbomb trigger on the stack, because he'd actually probably prefer... I have a creature in my graveyard, both for Tarmogoyf and for Scavenging Ooze, so I think that was a pretty big misplay from our opponent. Alright, they found the P land. That's really bad for us. That means they're going to just start botting us in cards, so... I'd say if I don't draw something this turn, I'm pretty ready to pack this one in. Definitely just double discard Spell Ren. Pretty good start. That was really all it took. Granted, you know, we didn't draw any action after the Cage hit. We never drew an UROZA this game. Still could win, I guess, if we drew... Okay, we did draw UROZA this turn, so... So... if he kills it with the trigger on the stack, I don't get a spin. And a land is such a bad draw that I would really like to make sure I get that spin. Although, so this is a small thing. So I would, in a lot of spots, want to crack this first, so that if I were to fetch, he can't kill it in response. But the reason I left it uncracked is because if I got the construct, I would want to use it and then spin with the fetch land up in case I were to hit either a cryptic command so I can sanctuary it back, or just a tireless dragger to be able to get a clue. So just something of note there. Gonna spin in response. Really looking for another URZA, honestly. I guess would be the best draw. Okay, we can either counter this or draw to. I say we just have to counter it and just hope our URZA lives and we can just spin to victory. Jund doesn't have a whole lot of kill spells for URZA, and they've already used 2 Fatal Push and Assassin's Trophy, so. We know they've got 3 lands in hand. If this isn't killing an URZA, now if we draw an EE, this game will totally swing in our favor. They do have the trophy. All right, we are just an EE away though. That's the hope. All right, EE. Yeah, that's not it. Okay. I'm gonna pass. I pretty much have one more turn. All right. Gonna use our dismember here. Just to make it Tarmogoyf not be able to attack. Saves us 3 life, basically. Alright, so we know they have 3 lands in their hand. They have Foothills, Mire, and the P land. We need an URZA bad. I am going to put the Charm on top. Give us an extra look for the URZA. Or Cryptic Command. Quaddle and a Bobble. Okay. Alright, let's see our top card. If it's an URZA, okay, it's a Goose. Do we want to draw the Goose this turn? No, I don't think I do. Because I really want to surprise him with the Squaddle. The only way we win at this point is cheeking him out with this construct somehow. So, just hoping they like double attack. We get to trade one, or, flash in our Quaddle, trade. Maybe they blow a removal spell on it even. Excuse me. And then somehow we can crash in for 7 with the construct. It would be a pretty big stretch. We would have to basically hit like URZA spell. Like URZA spin spell. But it could happen. I guess that doesn't even do it. Well, alright, yeah. Scavenging Ooze probably game. I'll flash in my Quaddle, take another draw and everything to see. We could draw an EE. EE's still a very big game. Is this a K command? Boiled? Alright, yeah, that's good enough for me. Jesus. Oh. I'll begrudgingly keep. Don't love the mulligan versus the Thoughtseize deck. We have an Astrolabe as a draw, and if we find our second land, we have a Quaddle, so that is the justification. It's the land, baby. Alright, hell yeah. So this is fine, you know. They're probably going to take the Quaddle to stun us on lands here, but we have the Emery as a good follow-up play. Assume the Emery's going to die in some form or fashion, or they're going to have graveyard hate, but, you know, is what it is. Maybe they take the UROZA here. I think planning for more of a long game. Oh, they take the Emery, so they didn't have a kill spell probably, or a piece of graveyard hate. Good to know. All right, so I'm gonna fetch up a breeding pool here. Oh, I don't know why I flashed that in, guys. I'm so sorry. I was a little time concerned, and my apologies. Wasn't thinking straight. Obviously, that was horrific. But granted, they can't play around at 6 anyway, so it's fine. If their play was pass with Veil up, I would have been happy if I did that. So, no, obviously that was a mistake. So I think I might just play my Sanctuary here. The thinking being I still have 2 more in my deck, and if I were to draw another land that were like a non-fetch land, I'd want to have saved this. So a little awkward, but it's fine. Oh, actually, guys, I'm playing horribly. That made my thing not have Death Touch. Sorry, guys. I'm playing that was horrific. Straight horrific. Okay, I was gonna die anyways. My apologies, guys. A little loose this morning. Sorry. All right, so run down my Quaddle. Okay. Yeah, I think I definitely UROZA. So I can't block the Goyf because he can shoot it down. But that's fine. We'll just take another hit. Really just wanted to get some form of pressure going. Opponent off to a good start, not gonna lie. A little scared, but we are behind the 8 ball here. But we do have some powerhouse cards in our hand to make things work. We'll see what this is. Deals 1 to my construct. I don't want to see that. So where's this going? Oh, another run. Okay, that's fine. Sure. Construct shot down. Oof. Alright, EE one time, baby. Ugh. Goodness. Not good, not good, not good. Alright, I think no good play but past the turn. Just probably going to be bouncing something end of turn, probably the Tarmogoyf. Certainly not happy about the situation. I mean, we could tap draw. Might be better. The problem is if I take the hit from the Tarmogoyf, a lightning bolt will be lethal over the course of the next turn or two with the Ren and 6 and everything. I mean, I could Uro to prevent that is the thinking, I guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this hit. Doesn't feel good. But the Tarmogoyf is the main thing causing me problems right now, so. And I definitely don't need to Sanctuary back anything. Don't want to die to Bolt, and I already have a Cryptic in hand. Dismember. Alright, I just gotta pass. This is, yeah, I'm probably going to lose this game, unfortunately. Just too cheap of cards got me. He just, Thoughtseize 2-drop, 1-drop, 2-drop. The Ren and 6 was problematic every game, you know. Yeah, unfortunate. Probably going to lose this one. So if they have a Lightning Bolt, they should definitely just, like, go to combat, attack. You know, I'd probably have to chump it. This is what I think I'm doing. Yeah, this is a disaster. Yeah. Play a Tarmogoyf. I think I just can't respect a Lightning Bolt or anything. Just gonna bounce my Astrolabe, looking for any pretty dead. And I send this Lightning Bolt for the win. Two to me, destroy. Yeah. Unfortunate. Yeah. So if I draw an E, no. Unfortunate. Doesn't feel good losing to Jen with this deck. But kind of think that we didn't have any way to get around it there, you know. Game 2 just kind of got all of our good cards discarded and got kind of wrecked by the cage, honestly, at the end. With 2 arrows in the Emery. And then, granted, the Emery got killed, so. And then game 3 there, just, you know, really just getting under the 8 ball. You know, he had a Ren and 6 both games early and just proved to be problematic. That last game, of course, the turn 2 Tarmogoyf unanswered, just put us too far behind. Little, you know, not an ideal hand, but, you know, we have a 2-drop, we have Cryptic. I'm fine with this, you know, we are kind of playing control deck at the end of the day. Meyer. Jun, Burn. Looks like another Jun deck. Alright. Getting my Quaddle discarded. So they could be Shadow. So I'm going to leave this uncracked. Or, you know, I'm not going to play this. Okay. Could also just get more value off of it later. Hmm. Very annoying. How'd they do that post combo? That was horrific. Gonna save the fetch land this one turn for. Actually, no, because I'm gonna be cryptic, putting the cryptic back on top anyway, so no need for this. Yo, Carrie, I'm recording up here. Can you be a little quieter? Sorry about that, guys. My friends in my house yelling. Anyway. Urza, great draw, obviously. Get to play it with a spell bomb up, so get to protect it. Put the cryptic on top, life's good. Next turn we can play E with cryptic up. So feeling quite good about our spot. And obviously if they're going to kill anything, we'll just bounce it back. I'm wondering if I should block here. I think I should just take it. I don't really want to get into the trouble of having to bounce my own Urza if they're to play a Bolt or a Renin 6. Alright. They get my E. It's annoying. Alright. That was pretty much an ideal sequence for them. I'm just gonna play my land past the turn. I could attack with the construct, I guess. Might be best, yeah. Or I guess I could threaten the double block here, so yeah, never mind, I shouldn't do that. So yeah, I'll do a double block here. You know, trade my construct, basically. I don't mind if I have to bounce my Urza now. I still have Cryptic up. Pretty happy with this trade, to be honest. Sure, they get their but that also shrinks the Goyf, which is good for this turn. So they can bolt, but I don't really mind. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. I want to counter it. You could also like bounce, draw, or sanctuary, discard the whatever card's worse, or even still respond with a spellbomb activation. Could just counter draw, counter bounce. A lot of interesting decisions here. I think I like a counter bounce. I'm just gonna leave my Urza and plan to spin it. Emery. Pretty good draw, honestly. So we could, if we spawn into an artifact, we could play the Emery off it. A little greedy though. I think I just play my Emery. Put the Cryptic on top. Ooh, hitting an Uro is nice. I'm just going to pass. I don't know if... I definitely want to leave back the UROZA if they were to Blood Braid Elf. I'm not sure if I'm chumping or not. No, I don't think I'm chumping. I think I'm going to 5. I'm going to be really sad if they have Double Bolt here, obviously, but... Okay, I'm glad to see that. Drew Cryptic, which is obviously nasty. So we just get back the E, play for 2, and pass. Veil. That I will counter. Yep, I'll just return my Sanctuary here. Oh, you know what I can do? Alright, sorry for the lack of talking, guys. I was just, in the tank here. Obviously, deck's quite hard. My apologies. But we're going to play UROZA here. We're going to crack our EE. Actually, maybe I just play my Uro and let my... No, I really feel the need to get rid of this Goyf, but... Alternatively, we could just Uro, draw the Cryptic, but then we're going to lose the Cryptic to the Kroxa. Alright, we're just going to Spellbomb. We're gonna leave ourselves dead to Double Bolt here again, sadly, but I think this is the best way to ensure we get the most value. Maybe we were just supposed to Uro this turn and just pass. It's kind of bad in the face of like a removal spell. I mean, yeah, because we couldn't also crack the EE. Okay, yeah, this is fine, obviously. This is just grand for us. So yeah, we'll just block here and pop the E, of course. And that's game. Cool. Next turn, yeah, we're going to Uro with Cryptic up, and that should be game. Cool. Okay. Alright, got game 1. Should happen. Post-sideboard games get a little tougher, as we saw in the last match. Gonna go on a similar sideboard plan, board out the Rebukes, board out 1 Emery, and then the Noble Hierarch. Alright, gonna keep, have a bunch of cyclers. Bunch of gas, so not any reason to mull. Be a little more sketchy if there's only 1 Astrolabe, but I would still keep it, especially on the draw. And they take an Astrolabe. Wow, going for the mana screw us strategy. So here, I'm a big proponent of making sure you always crack the right fetch land, Misty being strictly better in our deck because it can get Forest, where Tarn can't. But here I wanted to, conceal the information that we drew a land. Maybe he feels the need to fire off another discard spell or something, or play more aggressively as a result. Yep, it's fine. So now he has to kind of pivot and take a real card, I assume. Yep, taking UROZA. Yep. Trying to decide about if I want my scry here or not. I'm gonna go for the scry. Get a little more value. I'm not sure I'm playing this EE on 2 or anything, because they might just have a Liliana that I'm gonna need to deal with. So, plus, if they were to play a 2-drop, I don't really mind just like taking a hit from it and then playing an EE on turn 4. Granted, with our curve, it might just... So let's see what we see here, but it might just be best to run the EE out and then pass on turn 3, crack it, turn 4 Cryptic. Snow-covered Forest aren't not really in the market to draw the Forest here. So I am going to go with what I mentioned, just play my EE out. So obviously land Liliana would be annoying. Alright, Thoughtseize really don't mind that, because their only other follow-up could be a 2-drop or just a tap land. Yeah, that's fine. And these cards are going to be coming back to us. So I'm just going to play my Spellbomb out, pass the turn, kill any 2-drop that could be played. Again, Liliana would be probably the worst thing to see here. Bloodbraid, of course, into Liliana. Alright, here's a Bloodbraid. And a cake, man. It's kind of gross. Alright. But, I mean, it's not too bad. It's probably going to shatter our E draw card. Or make us discard, rather. Shatter the Astrolabe, make us discard. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to draw a card in response. Probably should ditch the goose. No. I think it's the land, yeah. So, yeah, we are behind here, of course. They have a 3-2, they have a Ravine. Okay, that was a great draw. Trying to think if I should put the Cryptic on top or if I should Goose. I think I'm going to be spinning train, so I think this is the play, and then next turn just plan to Goose spin. I assume they're animating Ravine here. If, I assume, this E's bricking a 2-drop or 2 in their hand, so it's fine. We'll just take the 4. It's not the end of the world, to be honest. Glad we got the Goose. We have the Goose and got the breeding pool, rather. Just going to block like this, because the construct could potentially trade. Okay, so we got the Goose. Gonna spin here. Another Goose. Honestly, totally fine draw. Then we'll put this Cryptic on top. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm feeling pretty good. Probably going to just throw a Goose under the bus if the Ravine gets animated again, which is fine. We could trade with theirs in the construct, but I think that is not the best prospect. Ooh, an Uro. That is a good draw. Alright, well I think I just hold up Cryptic this turn. Because I can take a hit for 6 from this Ravine, just like make another food. And then the following turn I get to Uro with Cryptic back. Should be good from there. Can probably kill him in one attack step the following turn. Yeah, now they're off the Ravine plan. Interesting. Decays my construct. Well, I guess I still have Cryptic upright, so I shouldn't get too hasty here. I'll just block. I don't even care if he kills it. I still have another UROZA, right? So, and if it's a Ren, I'll counter it. And yeah, I'm gonna make a food here because again, I don't really care if he bolts this. I'll just play a new one. Yeah, sure. Is that a trophy? It's fine too. Oh, Decay the Goose, sure. Okay, I guess that does mean we can't reanimate our Uro. Alright, I'm gonna just play a new UROZA. Still have everything up. Quaddle and Cryptic. Just tap most of these artifacts. So we actually do have lethal, which is nice. Actually that's a effective draw right here. Pretty funny. Counter and bounce our Sanctuary. Obviously that he actually was going to be very good. It's funny enough. But here, yeah, we can just Cryptic tap down their team and win from there. Cool. All right, team matches against Jund. Kind of a marathon so far, but all right, we're here for match 3 with Simic UROZA. We're 1-1 in the league. We just defeated Jund after losing 2 in the first round. Here with a pretty medium hand, honestly, medium might be a stretch. It's solid. We have a turn 1 Goose, turn 2 Emery. So, one of the best starts in the deck. Definitely looking to hit something good here, like a Bobble, Spell Bomb, Astrolabe, anything like that. But, pretty good start for sure. And we're going to fetch out a Breeding Pool here because we want to make sure that this is live on turn 4. Of course, could have the option to get the Forest, but We'll see what we're up against. Will it be another Jund deck? I wouldn't mind, but alright, Swamp discard spell looks like, so maybe it is another Jund deck. I see more Emery's getting taken. It could be an EE, I guess, if they have a kill spell and the E is going to get value, but okay. Bobble. So it looks like a Shadow deck, probably. Unless maybe our Jund opponent's playing some Grim Flayers or something. But I would assume Shadow. They did leave it on Swamp, so if it is Shadow, it's a rough start for them. So, you know, it sucks to leave my EE exposed to discard spell, especially with it being my only spell, but I am going to choose to do it because I'm just unsure if I should put it on 2 or 1, so. Okay, so they are Shadow, and they foolishly played their land before cycling Streeterith. Don't do that, folks. Okay, so they are, in fact, Jund Shadow. And happy with our decision to make another food and hold the EE. This way we just basically just have a food in play where we wouldn't otherwise. Alright, and probably gonna just take a hit from the Tarmogoyf. I might just crack it in combat. We'll see. You know, the thinking of taking it obviously being that they can't play another one this turn. Let's see what their pre-combat actions do. You know, if they traverse for a Death Shadow, you know, I'll just crack it. Okay, crash there. So they are like the Swift Spear version. So, with them being the Swift Spear version, I am a little more inclined to just make sure I don't take the damage. This could be wrong, though. Hell yeah. Cool. Rewarded. I don't know. I guess they cracked the main phase for a bobble, so that was actually smart of them. Alright, well, we're just flooding out horrifically. I have yet to draw a spell, so probably not winning this one. But, you know, their deck is relying on having a threat, and if we draw an UROZA, it could quickly shift the game. Or an Uro, honestly. Alright, love to see that. And them not leading on a Swift Spear or having another black land means this isn't a Shadow or anything, so I'm not that unhappy about that. Yep. Alright. Give us a URZA or an Uro, please, or Cryptic. Deprive. That plays. Three Jund decks in a row. Obviously, this one is certainly not a mid-range deck, but pretty funny. Alright, just going to leave my fetch land uncracked so I can instant speed a Sanctuary at any time I want. Certainly flooding out really badly here, but nothing we can really do about it. Probably going to thin this time since we have an extra fetch, a Sanctuary in hand. You know, thinning, not too relevant, but at this stage of the game, it's kind of no reason not to. The Shadow. Yeah, that's getting countered. So, interesting decision if I want to put I do think I want to put the Sanctuary on top here. Or, that was bad, Dylan. Oh, goodness. That was bad. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm playing loose as a goose. I don't think I should have done that. It's fine. It's not the end of the world, but... so I'm actually going to thin, too, for similar reasons here. like only punishing if we draw a bobble. Honestly, probably shouldn't have fetched this turn because of a bobble draw. I'd want to bobble, see my top card. If it was bad, I would fetch put a Sanctuary on top and put the Deprive on top rather. So again, just hoping to draw one of our 3 or 4 mana cards. I would take an Emery too, honestly. I assume they don't have a kill spell at this point. Nope, just more lands. Oh. Should have put the Deprive on top. I guess I still can, but... So that was very poor, guys, playing this fetch land. A little loose here. Wow, they conceded anyways. I guess they were just so frustrated, understandably. All right. Honestly, we could consider the Crypts in this matchup because they are becoming menacing, but no, I don't think so. All right, Jund Shadow. So we are going to be grinding a little less. The Noble's a little better, but I still think I'll cut it. And maybe a Rebuke on the draw. And here, I don't think I want my trackers. Their deck's just too fast. So, gonna roll with this. Definitely gonna be a matchup where Quaddle shines. Alright, let's see if they mulliganed. They did not. I am going to keep this, though. Again, you know, they're playing a discard spell deck. Quaddle is a 2-for-1. It's one of my best cards. I think it's a fine keep. You know, it's not if my hand is three lands, 3 spells, or 4 lands, 2 spells on my 6. You know, not really much better. In the face of a Thoughtseize, especially since like these are 2 pretty big hitters, and they didn't take the Quaddle. So I'm gonna play my snow basics. Make sure my Quaddle has Death Touch in time. You know, might want to trade with a creature this, you know, a Tarmogoyf this following turn. Alright, so they're cycling a bunch. They don't have Delirium quite yet. No Street Wraith in the yard or anything. And they left us with the Ice Fang, which is really surprising. Okay, this looks like a Kroxa, yeah, okay. Kind of fine with the Kroxa. Just gonna ditch this Sanctuary. Could ditch the Uro, but I think I actually just actively want both sides of it. So I could main phase the Quaddle to draw a Bobble, but I'm not going to do that in case they have a Ren and 6, is the thinking. Or even just a Swift Spear, you know, although they know about it, so it's not really gaining much. But yeah, definitely going to flash in the Quaddle here, you know, it's a card that they're going to have to answer, so. And I did draw the Bobble, so punished. That's funny. But I do get Scry out of it this turn, so it's not the end of the world. Although, it looks like we're just going to be Uroing. Granted, we'll still get our Scry, because we can use it with our 4th land drop. Oh, wow, max punished. Max punished, guys. That's hilarious. That's just so funny. Kind of outrageous. So obviously I'm referring to drawing the bobble. I should have kept that in my hand too, but you know, drawing the bobble off the Ice Fang on his turn and not being able to cast it, and I don't get my card out of it, of course, because they have an oof, but it's not the end of the world. We still have an Uro. Uro does a nice job of sidestepping like a card like Collector Oof. Doesn't really care about it. Alright, crash through, it's fine. Tarmogoyf, sure. But I mean, you know, we're just gonna Uro, and I think it's gonna kind of wreck them. We also could just run the EE for 2 go line. You know, if they reanimate Croxa, then we just get their oof and blow up their board. And Aethergust was a nice draw, to be honest. I do think we will be just getting a breeding pool tapped here to just plan to reanimate the Uro. You know, we could try to like do some nonsense where we Aether Gust, Sanctuary back to Gust, you know, play an EE, something like that. But I think I'm just gonna go for the straightforward, get the Uro back and pass the turn. We could maybe play safer. Well, I'll think things through once they pass the turn. If they like trade their oof here for my Quaddle, then it makes things a little easier, I think, because then I'm just kind of in the clear to Uro. I Uro, they like draw land, croaks us. We discard whatever card, untap, EE their board, hit with Uro, game. Opponent taking a little bit, sorry guys. Alright, cool. We're back. So I wonder if they decided to attack or not. Looks like a no. Okay. Alright, and we're going to get a breeding pool tapped, like I talked about. Just plan to bring back our Uro, I think. This deck doesn't play a ton of removal, so... Yep, I think it's just Uro time. UROZA is not a bad draw. And again, don't really care if they croaks us. They're going to croaks us. We're going to ditch this EE they know about. And then we're going to play UROZA with a new EE and a Gust. This is going to be nasty. So, you know, we're just going to ditch our EE here. Play UROZA, pass the turn with Gust up. And then EE their board and attack for lethal. That is the plan. Of course, you know, gusting the oof end of turn, or we could even get it in response to a fetch land is a nice trick with Aether Gust if you want to permanently get rid of the card. So they don't have a good attack here, so that's good for us. We could also make him chump block. So we go UROZA. gust this attack with everything, and then they have to jump with one of these creatures. I kind of don't hate that at all. It's a little risky, though, in case they were to become immense battle rage combo us, so I'll hold back. So again, just to reiterate, we could have Aether Gust the Kroxa attack with both Ice Fang and Uro, since the 1 point in the air is automatically coming through. They are forced to chump block the Uro, presumably with probably Tarmogoyf. Might be the Oof, though. And, presumably would be in pretty good shape there. But, again, just... Although it would be pretty tough for them to become immense battle rages out from there, so... Maybe this was just foolish, but it is the decision I made. The thinking being here, like, we're safe around combo, and we should still have lethal next turn anyways. Aether Gust the Oof. So this might have actually been a foolish time to do this. If they were to have a K command, I would be really sad. Maybe I should have just untapped and did it. So something worth noting. Cool. All right, and that's good. We have the exact same hand we had in the last match, game 1. This time on the draw, so a lot worse, but, still fine. All right, let's see if we can play our 4th Overgrown Tomb deck of the league. I wouldn't mind. I don't hate those matchups, of course, but all right, Valka. We get a change of pace. I'm gonna fetch a breeding pool here. Give ourselves the opportunity to play an untapped Sanctuary on turn 4. Obviously, our draw is not great. Definitely would like to hit a bobble off this to start getting something going. Ooh, it looks like they're a rug build. Astrolabe, pretty good draw, honestly. We'll certainly take it. I'm hoping this doesn't get bolted. We did kind of hit all the goods, which is nice, but I assume this looks like a lightning bolt, unfortunately. Oh, okay, we're not. That's really good for us. So really just hoping our Emery lives and we kind of just get the bobble train going, and we'll have Cryptic up in no time. Okay, Arrow. Makes sense. So they could tighten us if they were to go to like Forest, like Breeding Pool, Castle Gear and Prey or something. But I feel like that's pretty unlikely, so I feel like we're, kind of safe this next turn, which is good. Okay. We drew an UROZA, which is a fantastic draw. So I'm going to just sack this, play the UROZA. Get the Spell Bomb. I'm going to play this for 0-2 to ensure that our construct lives through Bolt and pass. And then next turn, we kind of have everything set up with the Sanctuary Emery Bobble loop. So presumably if we get out of this turn in the clear, we should be good to take over. So it looks like we're playing some sort of rug Dryad deck. Might not necessarily be Scape Shift, doesn't really look like it with no mountains, but yeah, here's a Dryad. Really glad I got this Spellbomb back. Could have been a disaster otherwise. Ugh. This Valakut here is a disaster as well. Second Valakut was such a good play there, because you know, of course they just get to kill our UROZA here, which they really couldn't have done otherwise if it was just like any other land. So really unfortunate sequence there for us, honestly. That was pretty much worst possible. Granted, we can still win. You know, we're bouncing. They're gonna have to take down their UROZA, looks like. With these triggers, because, you know, of course we're going to be fizzling. Oh, okay, wow. So now they're shooting down Construct, Emery. Ugh, this is a disaster. So we do get to counter this, but now we don't have our Cryptic Loop. So we're kind of in for it next turn. Oof, Dryad Valakut is such a powerful combination. Okay, that was actually a really good draw, because that means we get to get our Cryptic back. Okay. So, attacking with our UROZA, drawing our Cryptic, gotta counter the Dryad, no question. But from there we are ahead. It's gonna turn into a value-based game. Plays land first, interesting. Tribe Scout, okay. Doesn't. Cast a Dryad, interesting, okay. I guess we'll make this and spin, trying to hit Charm or just a Cryptic to cycle would be fine. Thinning a card out of our deck should be fine too, obviously. Sure. Okay. So I'm gonna spin here. Still have Cryptic up, of course. Unfortunate. Three, 4, 5, 6. So they get a zombie. Yeah, we'll just pass. So now they're kind of on the zombie game, but honestly, like, we can contain that with the 2 EEs, and, you know, we have UROZA spins going. Like, I'm not in any rush of, or, you know, not in any concern of dying. But, you know, if they ever find a second Dryad, it's gonna be pretty annoying. Or even just, you know, the turn sequence of Dryad into Uro is gonna be really problematic. Choosing to leave this uncracked, presumably for the Dryad, makes sense. Yep, so here's this. And we know, no question, I have to counter it. I'm just thinking about the sequence, like, do I bounce my Sanctuary or not? I think the answer is no, honestly. I really just want to draw the card, and, like, having a fetch land, you know, equate to a Sanctuary in this situation means, you know, almost a lot of my draws are going to be good here, so. I honestly think I might need the mana to double spin the following turn. And here's a counterspell, looks like. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much game. You know, they're going to play a bunch of lands here, and I'm dead. Yeah, that's game. Yep, Dryad's messed up. That was really unfortunate. The second Valakut there really got us. Is what, you know, that's what happened there. Alright. Cutting some of these Ice Fangs, getting most of the EEs out of here. Can cut an Uro or two for sure. Emery, Spellbomb. I am a little concerned. I'm flooded on these kind of cards. I'm also wondering if I should have Dismember for the Dryad, of course. You know, I could see cutting an Uro, but I'm a little unsure on what cards I could cut from there. So I'm gonna roll with this, but definitely a little uncertain. Gonna fetch out the Snow Island here, get my Astrolabe in play, of course. If this is a remand, this is going to be quite effective, I will say. Remand is nasty in their deck. Alright, well, we drew a Dispute, which is a pretty good draw, honestly, but still doesn't protect us from the remand this turn. Can't really do anything about it. I definitely think we got to run out our Uro. Hopefully this resolves, and then we get to ramp into URZA plus Dispute. But yeah, I assume this is getting countered. It's not the end of the world, though. The disaster sequence would certainly be remand this, their own Uro, 4th land go, and then the following turn they could like Dryad shoot something down. Or not shoot something down, but Dryad in the 6th land. So yeah, we do get remanded, unfortunately. Even Dryad here would be a disaster, honestly. I hate playing against that card because it's just so cheap, and it's just a threat that, like, when they stick it, it contorts the whole game, you know? Alright, I like that draw. Maybe I should just not do anything in case they were to resolve a Dryad. That would be really sad. Yeah, I'm going to pass. The thinking here being I want to play around them resolving their own Dryad. So hopefully their sequence is like Dryad with Remand up, and then we get to Veil the Remand. That would be like ideal for us. Dryad plus their own Veil, that would be a disaster. Let's see what they got for us. Looks like a Tribe Elder. This certainly makes our play worse, and I'm a little upset about it, but I think I still wanted to make the play I made. And Dryad is just so scary. Ugh. Drawing a second Uro there was disgustingly bad. I'm just going to pass. You know, again, I have Dryad Insurance. It's like kind of the thing that matters right now. You know, there is going to be a point where they get to start field deading me as in next turn. So that means I am going to have to shift the corner soon enough, but I feel like I'm still in a spot where I'm supposed to leave Cryptic up. This is a disaster then. Well, hopefully they go for Dryad plus Veil, or Dryad plus Cryptic rather, and we get to Veil. Draw a couple cards. Drawing second Uro there was so bad. My only other one too. And then remanding it really offset us this game for sure. Yeah. I like what their deck's doing, honestly. Kind of just like a blue-green control deck with a Valakut field finish. Uro to kind of get to through the mid game. I like it. I know we've seen like Andrew Brown, who's a WotC employee, play something like this. Alright, yeah, play your Dryad, please. Yeah, them passing is so smart. It's so bad for us. This is a disaster, guys. This game has just been horrible. Drawing second Veil is not really helping our situation either, of course. Again, I still think we're in a spot where we have to pass. Like, I really don't want to have this Cryptic down. Like, this, as soon as they resolve Dryad, we lose, basically. But yeah, really bad spot for us. They've played well. They should definitely just pass again. I can just never do anything, and I'm very dead, if that's the case. Yep. Yeah, this has been a true disaster. So, we could Urza with Cryptic up still, but it's way too risky. Hopefully, yeah, they get a little eager here, and okay, not really what I was hoping for. Yeah, we're just dead, guys. This was kind of a disastrous sequence, everything here. The remand into just us drawing more clunky cards we couldn't cast, you know. And them playing well. But yeah, we are very dead now. Yeah. I assume if they pass again, I'm just conceding. We're just so dead at this point. And they've played just too well. Yeah, that's game. Sorry to kind of end it a bit abruptly there, guys, but there's no way we're getting out of that one. Like, they have 6 cards in hand. They have played so well. You know, clearly their hand is still good, too, with Cryptics or Dryads, and they're just not playing into our spells. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. Well played game by our opponent, though. All right, back for match 5. Gonna mulligan that hand of double UROZA Emery. A little too clunky on the draw. Gonna ship this Rebuke. Not really doing a whole lot in this hand. All right, another Wooded Foothills. We'll see what that means for us this round. Is it weird? I'm kind of hoping for burn. This hand's pretty solid against burn. Okay, black-red. Looks like probably Jund. Could be Dredge, I guess. I would expect some form of 2-drop here. Alright, another Blood Crypt. Interesting. Maybe just a black-red deck. Excuse me, guys. Alright, I got a Croaks in the house. I'm just going to ditch the Sanctuary. I want the Uro to recoup on cards. So again, we have the same dilemma we had in the other match where we could main phase this to hit a Bobble. But I'd rather, if his turn is like a Skelemental here, I'd rather him not know about the Quaddle, but maybe that was just wrong. Oof. That's brutal. Okay, so we're going to let that resolve. And flash in our Quaddle. We did draw the Bobble, of course. So I actually think I'm going to ditch my Uro here. And just kind of force him to kill the Emery. It fuels our Uro. It's, you know, the thought process behind this one. Get to play this. Definitely shouldn't have done this pre-combat, guys. That was really bad. But tis fine. And I'm actually going to do this now because if they're like to make me discard another card of my choice, I would want to be able to not discard either 4th land or UROZA, you know. That's not going to work out, buddy. Okay. That's funny. Well, I guess I'm glad I played it pre-combat, because they were going to use it on my Quaddle, and then they didn't, and then they just threw it in the trash bin instead, so. That's funny. Now, if they don't kill this Emery, they're going to lose, because I'm going to play UROZA with Aether Spell while I'm up, and from there, it's pretty much game. Also, we have Uro, worst case, so our opponent's in bad shape, to say the least. Brutality, and they ditched Royal Silence. Interesting. So Grix is stuck. Yeah, I'm going to see UROZA and concede. Okay. Sounds about right. Okay. So Grixis, that's interesting. I might even consider these Crypts. I do think I want the Aether Gust for both Croxa and Royal Scions. Definitely going in with a little uncertainty on this one, guys, not gonna lie, but I will do my best here. You know what, I think I might cut a land on the draw. I know it's awkward to cut the Sanctuary, but this looks like a bit of a faster matchup, and you know, it can be a tap land in the early turns, is the thinking there. I could definitely see trying out a Crypt or two to nuke the Croxas, fuel our Emerys. They could have other. Oh, they have Unearth. I actually should try these. I'm gonna cut one Emery and one Tracker, and try the Crypts. Actually, no. Let's not cut a Tracker. Let's cut an E. So, if you want to double check, this is how we ended up sideboarding. Sorry. These cards out up here. So a little random here at the end. Rebuke's just as a, kind of an anemic card. Doesn't gain us card advantage. If they have a threat in play, it's not super great. Emery, they're going to have a lot of removal, potentially graveyard hate. Noble, because it's a grindy matchup. Sanctuary, because I wanted to cut a land on the draw, and I don't think we need the third one as much as I would prefer to have like a forest in my deck for untapped lands in early turns. And yeah. And then we cut an EE too, because it looks like their deck is Croxa Royal Sans based. I don't know if they have like Gurmags or Death Shadows or anything. We'll potentially readjust. But okay, Greater Gargadon, interesting. I was not really anticipating that. And it doesn't look like I'm cracking this bauble here because I want to play my Emery. So, just going to play my tap land here. Greater Gargadon, that's very, very weird. Okay, this is fine. I'll just ditch a fetch land. I guess that is cute with Croxa. This thing is 8 spin counters. Okay. So we milled our other Uro. Or we milled an Uro, we milled our other breeding pool rather. But not a huge deal since we can Sanctuary and then get a forest. So they definitely do have to kill our Emery. Skelemental, sure. Let's see what we're drawing first. I honestly definitely should have had this card in my hand. This was a pretty poor play on my part. But it's going to work out fine. That's cute too. Okay. Okay, Gargadon. It's pretty hot in their deck. But now we're going to start accruing bauble advantage. Let's see if this is the card we want to draw. Veil. Yeah, I would draw Veil for sure. So I'm feeling good about our spot. The Gargadon is looming. But we're going to have a chump blocker once that comes up. Presumably the Goose will just give us a bunch of value till then. Looks like this is going to be a Croxa turn. We'll Veil to draw a card to offset it. And then either Uro or Urza from there. So I like our spot. Oh, I guess they can't Croxa. My apologies. They're one card short. Okay. So they're going for Fatal Push. I'm just going to Veil. Convert our card. Not really a point in doing another one. Drawing another one is pretty good. Season Peasy. Okay. does kind of speed up the Gargadon clock. Aether Gust was a good draw. Okay, let's get this bobble. Yeah, and we'll stick our URZA now. We have Veil and Gust up. And certainly feeling pretty safe at this point. So they can Kroxa, but I'm trying to think of our play if they do Kroxa. If we just Veil or if we Gust it. Reanimate. Yeah, like, I think this is just fine. Oh. Okay, so this should get gusted, right? Sorry, so this is a hard spot, actually. I have to let this resolve because of the Greater Gargadon, I just realized. Because I need to be able to Aether Gust that. So, pretty crazy spot, to be honest, but we're gonna sack our food and Veil here. Protect ourselves from the Kroxa. Oh. Whoops. I guess I still discard my apologies. Okay. So that was just bad. I was expecting the Veil to protect me from the Kroxa, but it didn't, so that was just heinously bad. But I do think we are still fine here, so they're gonna, you know, cast their Greater Gargadon, and then we're gonna Aether Gust it back on top, take a chunk for 6, but then we'll reanimate our Uro, and I think it'd be fine from there, because Uro does a good job offsetting Kroxa. So. And them sacking their token there is actually somewhat significant, because we're auto blocking the Season Peasy, and that means that oh, I guess, yeah, I still want to do things like this, yeah. You can put that on top or bottom. Alright, I'm glad I played things the way I did, although I shouldn't have used the Veil. I should have just tapped the food for mana and cracked my bobble. That was a big misplay, actually, so. But just going to take our 6-ball here. Reanimate our Uro. Tireless Tracker. I actually think I do want to draw that. I maybe shouldn't have done that. That was potentially dumb. Yeah, let's get this gust back on top. See your top card. Fatal push. Yep. All right. Cool. All right. A solid 3-2. We defeated 3 fair decks, more or less. A Jund deck, Jund Shadow deck, and the Black-Red Skelemental deck, and lost to a Jund deck and Scapeshift. But overall, deck was really solid. Didn't really get a good feel for the Noble Hierarch. The Deprive felt solid. Yeah, I like the rest. I didn't really get to see, I guess, the third Sanctuary in action either, but was pretty happy with the deck list. Maybe 3 Rebukes was too many, was something I thought about for sure, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining this Lotus Box video. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, you guys have a great rest of your week, and stay safe out there. Take care, everybody.